everyone, Jenny here with Sipping Streams Tea Company for another amazing episode about tea. And today I just want to let you know that we are going live right now and that this is being live recorded for our podcast that we're going to start in a couple weeks. So if you're joining me today, make sure you say hello. Let me know where you're watching from, where in the world you're watching from, what time it is, wherever you're watching from, and you definitely want to stick around to the end because I will be giving away a prize to one lucky viewer. This is going live right now on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So definitely say hello in the chat and let me know where you're watching from. And you definitely want to stick around to the end when I'm going to ask you your biggest takeaway of today's episode. So let's begin. My name is Jenny. I'm the owner and founder of Sipping Streams Tea Company, and I have a background in health and wellness and education. And so many of us know that there's a lot of changes coming up right now. So in today's special episode, we will be going over how to cope with stress, 4 ways to effectively cope and deal with stress, and the signs of stress. So my background is in education also. I used to be a high school teacher, and many of you might be having your kids going back to school, whatever that might mean. Half day in school, or whether you're completely doing homeschool or private school or whatever that is, a lot of people are going through changes. The seasons are starting to change, daylight is starting to change, the weather is starting to change, and every time there is a season of change, there is stress. Whether it's excitement, which can be a sign of stress, or whether there can be worry and anxiety, which is also a way that people deal with stress. So thank you so much for watching me. I've got people watching from Fairbanks, Alaska. I have people watching from North Pole, Alaska. And we also have people who are drinking Wu Yi Big Red Robe and yerba mate. So go ahead, write down, if you're watching this live right now, go ahead and write down what your favorite kind of tea is today. But today's episode is specifically on how to deal with stress. 4 ways to deal with stress. So things that you might be watching for, especially if you have family members or friends who might be going under a lot of stress and a lot of excitement, is you might see that they have this up and down like emotional roller coaster. And I kind of have that type of personality to begin with. I am like highly motivated and highly driven, self-driven, to the point where when I was in college, I would actually come off these really high highs of this excitement and everything like that. And when I had that endorphin drop, I would immediately feel depressed. So it was the stress, which was what I loved to feel. Playing sports, going and traveling and doing all these things. And as soon as that all was taken away, I would get very, very depressed. And I didn't know how to deal with myself because it was a change of this intense, long-lasting effect of all of this energy being spent. So that stress to me was very positive. I like stress. I like working hard. But then when the changes started to happen, I would not deal with it very well. I went to a lot of counseling to deal with my problems. And, for some people, they might need to be able to talk to somebody. So, pay attention to your friends, your family, and even your kids as this crazy time is happening right now. So go ahead and write down any questions that you have at all. Hey, Arlene, thanks for joining us. And Irene and Christina and Heather, thank you everyone who's joining us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. We've got some people drinking jasmine green tea, which is a great one for PMS, actually. So there are 4 different ways that I'm going to talk about coping with stress. One of the biggest things, especially with all of these changes in our schedules and in our diet and in the season and all of those things, is time management. Time management. I am a big, big advocate of planners. I like my checklists. However, my checklists are extremely chaotic, like me, trying to be flexible but structured at the same time. And I live by my planner. My planner on my phone, my planner on my Google Calendar, my physical planner. And I keep checking and writing things in my planner because with go time, I do not have time to look at my planner. I'm one of those people who will plan, write it down, kind of like when you're in school and just the act of doing homework and repetitive things where you see your hand-eye coordination of writing something down. That's actually what helps me with my schedule every day. And when I plan and I block time for certain things or certain activities, like even today, I was in a lot of stress trying to get numbers for my accountant to do my taxes. And after I had that intense 2 hours of crunching numbers, I had to take a 5 minute break. And do you know what I did? I actually set a timer for 5 minutes. I was like, that's all you get, Jenny. That is a long enough of a break if if you make it a real break. If you don't pick up your phone, you don't look at your phone, you don't read anything, you have to just go outside, maybe drink some tea, and that's all you're allowed to do is take a real 5 minute break. Well, if you know me, I am pretty much on the verge of ADD, where I have a very hard time concentrating and focusing. That's why I have all these things for structure and time management for myself. So, one of the things to help cope with stress and to deal with stress is to manage your time effectively. Now, you have to be kind of realistic. I know there's 24 hours in a day, but there is no way you're going to work yourself 20 hours straight and think it's acceptable for your health and well-being. So, you need to make time blocks in your schedule or in your children's schedule and encourage them to focus on that, whether it's a timer or whether it's a light, green light, yellow light, red light, like stop times up. You do need to take breaks, so schedule enough buffer time for breaks. For me, I was having to finish my numbers, crunch my numbers, then run to work, go grab something, go talk to somebody, and come right back for the schedule. So, yes, 5 minute break. I was very, very excited for my 5 minute break, but I knew it was a kind of like my reward for being disciplined to manage my time so I didn't have that stress and anxiety later on snowballing into my schedule. So those are some things that you can do. Ooh, we've got some people drinking some 1,000 mile tea. Awesome, awesome. So today I also want to share with you some of these tassans that we highly recommend for people dealing with stress also. So another thing that you can do for helping relieve stress, which is the very opposite of people who are highly driven by schedules, is that you can actually get more stress or be stressed out from over scheduling. So that's why I say buffer in a tea time, buffer in a break, a walk. So you want to break up your time blocks or your children's schedule of their homeschool or whatever it is. They, as much as they want to try to really get through their work and then have free time, it's very, very hard to do it all in one big sitting. So you do want to try to time block reasonable amounts of time. Half hours. If they're younger, maybe 15 minutes. Like I said, my background is actually in education. I was a certified PE teacher, K through 12, and when I started my tea company, I no longer was a teacher anymore because that would just take up too much of my time. So it was either full-time being an owner of a tea company or full-time being a teacher. So I would substitute teach because I love teaching so much, but I would also sometimes, like on Mondays, go to the schools and substitute teach. So I was still around kids and teaching people. Hey, everyone on Instagram, thank you so much for joining me today. Stick around to the end because we will be giving away a whole canister of tea today. So stick around to the end. But anyways, so remember to consider not overscheduling, especially for those really driven people. Like it might be you, it might be a family member, it might be a child. So just be considerate that not everyone is like you and not everyone is superhuman. Even superhuman people from those high highs will drop down really, really low. And like I said, that's something that I really struggled with in my life, especially in college. Hey, Katrina, thank you so much for joining us today on Facebook. So, what are some things that you can drink to help you consider coping and dealing with stress? Well, for me, when I have to have energy and I have to meet my deadlines, I do not need to take a nap. I feel like taking a nap. I am so overwhelmed that I want to shut down and I want to take a nap because it's my hiding, it's my procrastination. And what happens after that procrastination happens, it might feel good in the moment, but man, I am really struggling to even feel any better because I just feel terrible. I feel guilty. I feel even more stressed out from procrastinating. So one of the blends that I like to drink is our lavender yerba mate. And I have this beautiful bamboo tea travel mug here. I've already heated up my hot water on my kettle. And you just need 1 teaspoon for 8 ounces of hot water. But if you're going to keep your leaves in longer, you'll want to use less leaves. So this is just straight lavender flowers and organic yerba mate. Oh, and if you want to save out on any of these things I'm showing you today, there's a special coupon code that you can use at sippingstreams.com just this week, and the coupon code is called Back to School. So you'll save 15% off on all of these products that I'm demonstrating today. So including this porcelain, beautiful bamboo tea travel mug with this elegant and very handy all enclosed stainless steel basket that goes in the tea travel mug. So this is one that I like to drink for energy. But at the same time, the lavender is great for relieving the edge, the anxiety. You know, sometimes we just push ourselves so hard that we can't even like concentrate anymore. So it just kind of takes a little bit of the edge off. And I'm going to steep it for about 3 minutes in my beautiful bamboo tea travel mug. So don't forget the coupon code is Back to School, and you can use it at sippingstreams.com to get 15% off of the lavender yerba mate, the beautiful bamboo tea travel mugs, and also all of our chamomile and lavender blends on our website this week only. So the lavender mate has a lot of caffeine in it. However, you don't feel all shaky and jittery because the lavender has anti-anxiety properties to it. So you want to drink this if you've got tight deadlines, if you still need to feel motivated, if you need to get work done. And it also helps boost your immune system. The yerba mate does. So if you feel that little itch in your throat and you're like, oh my gosh, I think I'm going to be burnt out soon, I might get sick, this is a great one to just get you over that hump. So gives you energy, but relieves a little bit of that stress and anxiety so you can focus and concentrate, and helps boost your immune system at the same time. It has over 200 nutrients and minerals, including B vitamins. So this is one for those highly functioning people who really need to fit those tight deadlines and things like that. Ooh, we have some people drinking some gunpowder green tea. Awesome. And thank you so much, everyone who's like watching and listening today. So another way that I really encourage people to cope and deal with stress is, remember that little break that I talked about? Maybe it's sitting still and not doing anything. Maybe it's going out to the gardening and weeding. Maybe it's literally just going outside for a walk. So the second thing besides time management and time blocking that I highly recommend to cope with stress is exercise. So for me, 5 minutes is not a lot of time to exercise, but it's a great time to be going out for a walk. Hey, Jamie, thanks for joining us today on Facebook. So a great way to cope with exercise is to just burn out that extra waste, the waste that is happening in your body from the stress, from the anxiety, and it increases circulation. That's the greatest and most important thing, is after you've been sitting for so long, mentally working, whether you're at home doing homeschool or an office job, working from home, things like that, you need to get the body circulating. Circulation is very important because it is the highway for nutrients to be dispersed throughout the body, and also for toxic waste and breakdown in your body from different damages of environmental pollutions, or even stress and anxiety can cause that too. But when you exercise, you increase circulation, you move out waste, you circulate good nutrients that is hopefully in your diet already, like things like lavender yerba mate, And it also helps with changing the way our hormones work and even the way that we feel, which is super important for coping with stress. When we feel happy because we are producing and giving off hormones and endorphins to have that happy feeling, that's what exercise does for us, usually. Unless you're over exercising, which is very possible to do also, because I've worked with a lot of professional athletes when I used to work in sports medicine. So that was my first career, was an athletic trainer working in sports medicine, and my second career was physical education teaching, but I actually was a high school teacher and I taught math, science, E, T class, and so many subjects at a private school. So I totally get it. Homeschool parents, I feel you because I taught really small classroom sizes at a private alternative school. Yeah, so oh yeah, awesome. We have some viewers right now saying that they are sharing tea info with their coworkers. Awesome, awesome. So we've talked about time management, right? Time blocking so that we can control and set goals for ourselves so life feels a little bit more attainable and not out of control. And I'm not trying to encourage people to be control freaks or be overly controlling of their life. You have to have some flexibility in there. You have to have some breaks, and you have to watch for those signs of striving too much. Did you hear that? Striving too much, where you just drive yourself into the ground because of perfectionism, because of trying to control too much, because the world is really out of our control right now, other than what we can do in this moment. We cannot keep worrying about tomorrow or the day after, other than strategically planning to do the best that we can. Because anything could happen to us, anything could happen to our family members. This crazy world with everything that's going on and the changes, and with COVID 19 or changes in homeschool and shopping and all those things and illnesses, you know, there is only so much we can control right now. So dealing with our personal stress is going to be actually a positive influence to the other people around in our life. And then exercise is going to be your little break to get that increased circulation or increased circulation of nutrients. Hopefully, you have a good diet. And then increased circulation of removing toxic waste from our bodies from stress, from damages, from being sedentary. The flow is very, very important. Hey everyone, thank you so much. More people are joining us on YouTube right now, and thank you for joining us on Instagram. So we've just talked about two things now, and that's why I wanted to share the lavender yerba mate. Now, for some of you who are very, very driven, there are even autoimmune diseases that are actually triggered by stress and anxiety. That can be from people who are very, very driven or just can't handle it, because unfortunately autoimmune diseases happen. And one of the ones that I highly recommend for people who have digestive issues is our African sunset. Our African sunset is really great for relieving upset stomachs that can be triggered by stress and anxiety, and sometimes those gastric juices kick in. Stomach ulcers, rooibos is really great for alleviating this. So the African sunset is actually a blend of chamomile and rooibos. And so it can help with both of those things, taking off the edge of some stress, calming, right, with the chamomile, and then the rooibos has anti-inflammatory properties. So this is one that I highly recommend for people who are dealing with digestive issues that are related to stress and anxiety. Then we also have the issue of sleep. So a lot of people have issues with sleep, especially when they're under a lot of pressure, right? Pressure from work, from school, from their personal home life. There's different reasons why people have pressures in their life, and that can lead into going into your sleep. So you might take those thoughts and that processing and that anxiety and then all the worries in your head and take it with you to bed and not be able to sleep. So one thing that I recommend for helping people to sleep is the chamomile lavender. And that's what we're going to give away. We're going to give away this specific tin of chamomile lavender to one lucky winner who is watching us live today. So make sure that you're tuning in for me to ask for you to comment at the end for one lucky winner to win a whole canister of the chamomile lavender. This is actually our most popular chamomile blend. And this is also 15% off today, this week, when you use the coupon code back to school, like TO, back, the word TO, school, at sippingstreams.com, and you can get 15% off these products that I'm showing you today. So, chamomile lavender, we've had sleep doctors recommend it. We have people who have insomnia and on medication who swear by this one. We have military spouses whose spouses are deployed overseas under a lot of stress, a lot of change in home life, who absolutely swear by this blend of chamomile lavender from Sipping Streams. So this is what we're going to give away today. It helps with sleep. It does not make you drowsy. There's no alcohol in it. It has natural occurring melatonin, and it also has the lavender that helps you relax, break down the edge, the anxiety, the thoughts, and just kind of let them melt away. So if you're watching today, this is what I'm going to be giving away. This is a great one for helping you sleep. So we've got time management, we have exercise, we have getting the proper amount of sleep to cope with stress in your life and in your children's life, your family's life, your friends' life. This is great information to be sharing it out with your friends and family. We also talked about the African sunset, which is great for digestive issues that happen with stress and anxiety. And then one that's just all around good is the lemon chamomile. And chamomile has been known for a long time to help with stress, help with calming, tummy aches, and so many different things. So this, if you just like mostly chamomile, the lemon chamomile is a great one too. This is a traditional blend of lemon chamomile. And so it really depends on your quality of ingredients on the effectiveness. So you definitely want to make sure your ingredients are fresh. You want to make sure the quality and the grade is very whole. And you want to make sure that you're making your herbal teas or tisanes properly. So on the back of all of our canisters at Sipping Streams, we have suggestions. But not only that, at Sipping Streams, all of our teas and tisanes you can receive up to 4 times. So you usually could get 2 to 4 times out of one serving. So this actually makes like 80 cups out of this. So this is a great one for staying hydrated and being calm and coping with stress, especially the practice and the tradition and the ritual of making tea, even spending time with friends or family, having tea, that is going to relieve some of your stress. It's just a change of a calming event in your everyday life. And so that's why a lot of people like to have tea time, because it just gives them that relief. And then the fourth way to relieve and cope with stress is hydration. Hydration. You might have heard me talk about this before, but have you ever thought about how much clearer you can think if you are fully hydrated? So this happened this past weekend. My husband and I are working at the farmer's market, and he was already beyond dehydrated when we started working at 7 a.m. And he didn't want to have to go to the bathroom, so he decided not only was he dehydrated and couldn't think straight, he was not going to drink anything because he didn't feel good, which is the complete opposite of when you are dehydrated. When you feel thirsty, you are already dehydrated. As an athletic trainer, we're always putting water bottles in front of our athletes. Drink water, drink water, drink water. You need to drink water because you do not perform at your peak performance when you are dehydrated. You cannot think clearly when you're dehydrated, and on that combination of things, what ends up happening is it causes a lot of stress, anxiety, and frustration, which was very clear on Saturday when he refused to drink anything until it got to the point where he had an upset stomach. So stay hydrated. How much are you supposed to drink every day? Well, half of your body weight. So if I weigh 100 pounds, half of my body weight in fluid ounces. So I would drink 50 ounces of water or tea. Don't drink soda. Like that, so much sugar is going to make you dehydrated because sugar is a diuretic. So drink something that is preferably not sugary, and And then that should be a very good amount of hydration for you. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you will want to drink 100 fluid ounces of water. Now, if you have never even drank 50 fluid ounces in a day, and for me, I drink probably 2 growlers, so about 120 fluid ounces in a day. I drink 2 growlers of my tea a day. That's a lot of fluid for a person who's only about 100 pounds. But you know what? I'm clear-minded, I'm less stressed out, and not only that, staying hydrated actually helps you lose weight. Did you realize that? Even though you're consuming water into your body, believe it or not, it is going to help increase your metabolism. And not only that, it's going to get out those toxic wastes. And you're going to not feel as hungry. Where most people who are just reaching for something to eat, I usually ask them like, you're snacking a lot. When's the last time you drank something? I had something this morning. What, like 16 ounces? That is totally not enough. So staying hydrated is incredibly important for you to be clear-minded so that you can perform well, so you can think clearly, so you don't have this fog brain all day, and so you can deal with stress. So there are 4 things that you can do to deal with stress. Write them down in the comments. I'm going to pick one lucky winner. 4 things that you can do to cope with stress. Write them down. I'm going to pick one lucky winner for the chamomile lavender. Whether you are on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope, Twitter. So I have this multicast right now, and I would love to know, what are the 4 things you can do to cope with stress? Does somebody know? Let me enjoy some of my lavender mate. And while you're watching this, if you're just joining us now, I'm going to give you a moment to write down your 4 points. Your 4 points of how to cope with stress. So we are doing a special back to school coupon. The coupon code is literally back to school, all one word, at sippingstreams.com for any of our chamomile or lavender blends, or just straight chamomile or just straight lavender. It's all 15% off. And so is our bamboo tea travel mug, which is very elegant, very, just very comforting looking, helping you to stay hydrated. And so you definitely want to use that coupon code before the end of the week. So use back to school is the coupon code, and you get 15% off of these products that are recommended today in today's episode. And we're going to have one lucky winner drawn in just a moment for the chamomile lavender. But also, if you love learning about tea and want to be part of a community who is just like you, wanting to improve their health and wellness and their personal life and their professional life and how they feel through tea, we do have a free 5 days of tea transformational challenge. It's a 5-day free, absolutely free mini course, which you can sign up right now at bit.ly/5, the number 5, days of tea. That's bit.ly/ the number 5, days of tea. You can sign up today, and that's a free 5-day mini course on tea. And every day we're giving out amazing free prizes. And even the very, very first giveaway is on day 1 for any of you who share it out with your friends and family and hashtag the post on social media to say hashtag 5 days of tea and hashtag sipping streams. And you can win a tea party in a box kit. So no matter where you are, whether you're in England, whether you're in Australia, whether you're in Puerto Rico, wherever you are, whether you're local or around the world, if you want to participate in the 5 days of tea challenge, it's for 1 week. It's completely free. And every day I will be going live for at least an hour on the amazing transformational powers of tea, the health benefits of tea, and so much more. And every day we're giving away free prizes. But right now, if you share it out, sign up and then share it out on your social media of Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, wherever it is, and you hashtag it 5 days of tea, so let your friends and family know, then you'll be entered to win our first free giveaway, which is our tea party in a box kit. So let's see, we've got some people who have entered right now. We've got some people who have entered on Facebook and Instagram. And let's see who won today. We've got some pretty close answers. Exercise is one of them. Hydration is one of them. Sleep is one of them. What is the other way? What is the other way? I'm reading through all of your comments. There's a lot of comments here. One person said meditation. That's a great way, but that's not the way that one of the ways that I mentioned today. And I don't know who all of you are. So someone said drink tea. Yeah, that's helpful, but that's not one of the 4 that I mentioned. I love take a nap. Yes, sleeping is one of them. Okay, Katrina Paul. Katrina Paul, you have won yourself this specific canister of chamomile lavender, which is going to help you relax and sleep and cope with stress. And your answer was correct on the 4 ways that I covered today in today's episode, which was hydration, rest, exercise, and time management. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in today on another amazing episode of Tea. Don't forget to like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You can subscribe to us also on YouTube. And don't forget to sign up for the 5 Days of Tea Transformational Challenge, which starts September 21st. So you don't want to miss out on that limited time 5-day mini course that's absolutely free. Sign up today, and I'll see you again next Tuesday, the same time, for another amazing episode of Tea.